So the next thing that I want to do is I want to get all the whites on one side and all the oranges on one side. And I have a middle piece that'll guide me as to what my sides really are. So this is going to take doing that algorithm and strategically placing things where they have to be. So I'm going to take this, actually move this over here. Okay, so that this white can come over to here. So this will flip over to here, which is good. This red will end up here, which means this white will end up down here to coincide with this white. This yellow will end up over here. It doesn't matter which particular, if it's white or yellow, because I can shift them. So one turn of this algorithm should be able to put these two in, and these guys will be in as well. So once again, the algorithm, to do the algorithm though, I have to face it like this. I have to bring these down. The one with the long corner and the edge, long corner and edge over here. So that's going to be, because the white center's here and the yellow center's here. U, 2R, 2L, U, 2B, 2D. Then RI, LI, F, 2U, Fi, RD, 2B, 2D, UI, 2R, 2L, UI. And exactly as I wanted, these are in and these are in. Okay, that's pretty good. What I can do is I can now just go like bang. So these guys are all in, this is just in the wrong place. So I'm going to hold this here and we have to decide what we want to do. Well, let's go ahead and move this to here, splat. So now it's a matter of coordinating the rest here. So I'm just going to turn this like so and then turn this up over here. And let's see what has to happen. This flips over here. This can't flip with this, but can flip with this. So I'm just going to go kersplat. That way this will come over to here and this will come over to here. Now if I really wanted to be kind of clever about it, I guess I can move this like so. Move this down like thus. Well, no. Forget about that. Yeah. Move this like thus over here. Move this like here. Now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of positioning all the whites over here. And the reason that I did that is so I can move this over here. Position this up. Move this over here. No, that's actually not what I wanted to do. Okay, so I have this here now. I'm just going to put this white over here, actually, like that. Well, before I do that, I'm going to take this, move this to the side, exchange these two, move this over here, and now move this over here. And the reason that I'm doing that is now this will flip, then these two will flip with this coming up here and this coming over here. Okay, so move this down and we go ahead and do the algorithm. U, 2R, 2L, U, 2F, 2B. RI, LI, F, 2U, Fi, RL, 2F, 2B, UI, 2R, 2L, UI, and splat. Okay, so we have our next thing. So our first endeavor was to free it up and take all the bandaging out by putting it into wall form. The next endeavor when solving this is putting all the yellows and all the whites. Now I did it to where it cleanly swapped it, but it didn't have to. As long as you put all the whites and the yellows along the same side opposite each other, you can mix the yellows and whites together, and then it's easy just to sort of mix and match like that. So so you didn't have to do it cleanly like that, because you can always adjust it. So now that I have that, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make the middle. Now understand what the middle is. Although these are the same color, these can't be the same color, because when I solve it, it's going to have to come in like that. So I have to coordinate that. And the way that this is going to work is, I guess I can start with this and do it just like this, where you alternate. Red, blue, red, blue, red. this automatically will be orange, green, orange, green, orange. Now, I found this a lot easier to get set up than here. When I did the wall cube, when it was like this, sometimes this would be upside down, which is no problem. I just do an algorithm to turn that around, but sometimes that would happen. This can never be upside down because, see, this is always the same. These are the ones that are different, but whether I turn it like this or like this can never be upside down. If things were off like that, I can just easily move it in. So this is my center. My center is done. So the next step is to start placing these guys, and specifically start placing the center. Now this might seem a little bit haphazard, but what I'm going to do is what I did with this one is I held it like this, and this was my 4x4x3, my 2x2x3 motif. So that's the same thing with this, only I've got this middle piece over here. This center and this center will define what these colors are supposed to be. So the way this is going to work, if this is purple, this has to be orange, because this is going to come over to here. So this orange will come over to here, with this purple over here, and this will come up to here. So this has to be orange. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these centers in just to kind of orient things. So this orange has to come in. Without destroying anything else, I'm going to move this down, move this across, move this up, move this in. So I have this pattern. And then I can kind of surmise what's going to happen. This will come here, here, here. Okay, so this is going to be orange, green, orange, green, orange. This is eventually going to be blue, but we have blue, orange, blue, orange, blue. We're going to hit these some other time. And then you've got these over here. So we've got these centers. The next thing that I'm going to do is I think it's best that we put in this entire central area over here. So this is all in over here. We just have to move these guys in conjunction with each other. So if I turn that, then that'll be fine. It took these guys out. So is there maybe a better way of doing it without moving these guys out? Well, that's a good question. What I could do is I could do a 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U. So that basically put these in, but it also switched these guys over here. So what needs to happen is I need to get this orange one back. So orange comes back over here. So I'm going to take this out of the way, move this in, move this back, move this in. Okay, so in that I've got this whole thing in over here. And just to make sure that this is the right way, this comes here and here, so you can see all these are matching up. Okay, so I know it's kind of a perspective bender, but that's how we have to look at it. So in other words, after we have the center area in with the proper alternating pieces over here, we then try to get this side in. And what that's going to entail is getting this center piece over here. Now eventually we're going to want to get these centers, but right now as long as we have these guys here, then I think we're okay for now. Because the next step now is to place these guys, all of these four over here. And I don't think I'm going to worry about these guys as of yet. I think that's going to come later. So let's just see where it kind of shakes out. So basically I'm going to do my sliding U techniques. I like this over here. So I'm looking for the other red and blue, which is over here. It's not down here. So I'm going to go to the other side here. And I'm looking for the red and green. Here's some red and greens. So I'm just caring about this side over here. So sliding U technique, move this in like so. So move this in the right direction. Swing it to the left. Do a 2L. Swing it back to the right. 2R. Back to the left. 2L. And swing it back over here. So you can see these are all fine. Now it's kind of messing up the structure over here, but that's okay for now. Remember, I did the same thing with this guy here. I'm just going to see where it lands me. So now what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the other red ones, other red and green, which is right over here. Double turn it here, move it in, do a 2L, slide it to the right, 2R, back to the left, 2L, back to the right, 2R, slide it back over here. So this is where it needs to be. Now I'm going to look for the red and blue, which is right here, and same thing, 2R, slide it to the left, 2L. back to the right, 2R, back to the left, 2L, back over here. Okay, so in that we see all these are in, and again I'm kind of strategically not doing these as of yet. That might be the wrong thing to do, but we'll have to see. Okay, I'm now going to go to the other side, and what I first want to do is get these guys back. Now I could just manually move it over here, so my center is back in. And now what I want to do is, by doing corner swaps, I'm going to swap this corner over here. That way I can move this to here and this to here. So again, I'm just looking at the center area over here. So 2R U, 2R UI, 2R, UI D, 2R UI, 2R U, 2R. Move this back, so as you can see I swap this over here. So gaining our perspective, well, not exactly. This is in, this is not. So this has to come over here. So I'm going to continue corner swapping. I'm going to keep corner swapping. Again, I'm moving these corners as corners basically. These are centerpieces that are going to just move the way centers move. So I need to get this to over here. So I'm going to corner swap this and then this. 2R U, 2R UI, 2R UI D, 2R UI, 2R U, 2R. This moves back. Now this orange and green, it needs to come over here, so I'm going to corner swap it. Actually, I'll just turn it here and do it. 2R U, 2R UI, 2R UI D, 2R UI, 2R U, 2R. This moves back. So you can see this is now in place. Now I just have to corner swap these two. 2R U, 2R UI, 2R, turn, turn. 2R UI, 2R U, 2R. This turns back. Okay, so in that you can see that these are all in. However, this is wrong. This is flipped wrong. So I'm going to have to flip this back. I could go like this, but you can see these are wrong over here. Now, being a 5x5, this should not have any parity. But I noticed something else. This also needs to flip over here. Which is okay, because when I turn this is fine over here, and this is fine over here. So these two need to flip, which means some other edge pieces also need to flip. Look at this needs to flip as well. But I can't turn this without messing up this guy. It's now red when it should be orange. So now I can coordinate the proper flip. Okay, here's something that we could do. I can move this over here, and that puts this back into place. And now I can swap these guys by doing a very easy 180-degree URF algorithm that swaps these two. So instead of swapping a single one, I can swap these two by holding it to the side and going 2U, 2R, 2F, 2U, 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U. And as you can see, it swaps these back. So basically, all of these are in. So taking stock, we've got this entire center in. We've got this center in. We've got all of these in over here. So that's pretty good. That's what the 2x2x3 algorithm does. Now we've got some issues with these centers over here. This is where it needs to be. This is not, and these are not. So I think we can set ourselves up for a simple 3-cycle without destroying anything else. This needs to make it over to here, and this needs to make it down here. So what if I went like turn, no. So what if I went turn to bring this here, turn, turn, and turn. Okay, so all I did was I did a simple 3-cycle with these guys. And because there's no parity, you can see I've got the right alternating ones over here and the right alternating ones over here. So this was a simple 3-cycle between this, this, and this, and it brought everything back where it needs to be. So let's take stock in what we've got over here. We moved all of these in, we placed the edge over here, and then treating this like a 3x3x4, place these corners. Now we want to place these guys. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to shift gears and hold it like this. This center is already in, so it's fine. We've got the right alternating over here, and we can just kind of check our work here. This goes turn, 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 so you can see we're doing pretty well there. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to put these in doing 3x3x2 type techniques. This is 1, 2, 3. This is all in, so this need not ever change. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we've got this down here. This just represents a center, rather a middle layer that we try not to bug out. So anyway, I'm looking for the white and red. Is a white and red down here somewhere? I do have a white and red, but that's where the green goes, and this is where the green goes, right over here. So this is lined up over here. You can see it's in the right face. Sliding U technique, 2L, swing it to the right, 2R. Swing it back to the left, 2L, swing it to the right, 2R, swing it back. So you can see this is in. It's messing up the bottom, but that's okay. That's dealt with individually. How about the other white? Other white and red. We see it right over here. This red will come here, this white will come here. It's lined up right. 2R, swing it to the left, 2L. Swing it back to the right, 2R. Swing it back to the left, 2L. Swing it back. So notice we're not destroying the center, we're not creating any misplacement. Now I go over here. I'm looking for the orange and reds. Orange and red, this is where the green goes, and the green belongs here. 2R, swing to the left, 2L, swing to the right, 2R, swing to the left, 2L, swing it back. So that's good. Now we have this orange and red, so it's all coming together nicely. Same technique. Okay, so what we have is the first layer is done. Now for the final challenge, we turn it over here and get this as well. Look for two corners that are in. See these two? If I move it here, you see these corners are in. This is in, but this is not. So the other green one is here. Now, we're actually having the same corners. Unlike the 4x4, when I did this, the corners didn't necessarily, they weren't the same colors. Here they are. So one corner swap should be able to bring this in. So 3x3x2 technique, 2R U, 2R UI, 2R UI D, keeping the center where it is, 2R UI, 2R U, 2R. This will not have changed the bottom at all, but you can see all of my corners are in. And now it's just a matter of doing edge swaps, and let's see where the sparks fly. Let's do an adjacent edge swap to move the white in here. 2RU, 2RU, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U, 2RU, 2RUI, 2R, so that's good. We created some misplacement here. We expect that to happen, but now all we have to do is flip out these guys. So this will go where the orange is yellow is supposed to be, and this with the central green will go in between these greens here. And that's going to fix this placement. 2RU, 2RU, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U, 2RU, 2RUI, 2R. That fixes this. Bring this back and look at that. You got it. So if we go over to here, we see that we have solved it as a wall cube. If you want to bring it back into its Burr cube form, then we move this up, do our little algorithm, and do U to F, UI to F, U to F, UI to F, U to F, UI to F. Bring this back up, and once again, shimmy it back, and there it is. So that is your 5x5 Burr cube scramble and tutorial. I found it to be pretty much just as challenging as the wall cube, the 4x4 version. Let's go ahead and just get this back. So there you have it. So I found it to be pretty much just as challenging. It had its own little pitfalls because you had to deal with this middle area, but because it's a 5x5, there's no issues with parity that I had to deal with, just placements and misplacements and coordinating things, and as long as I moved from the inner to the outer, it worked. So if you have this puzzle, I welcome you to give it a shot. If there's any questions that you have or configurations that are confusing you, let me know. Very fun puzzle, worthy challenge, worthy solve. Thanks for watching.